Engineer Temitayo Fagborun led an array of engineers to the editorial meeting. He explained that his team is ready with the modern-of-the-art technology to transmit electoral processes in all the 3 senatorial districts that make up Osun State. The icing on the cake of the editorial meeting, come preparation for election, was the deployment of reporters to their beats. Saeed Adeboje, OSBC News.
Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission has distributed commission-sensitive materials in the presence of all political party agents for tomorrow's governorship election in Osun State. The electoral umpire made a distribution at the INEC headquarters in Osogbo. Oluwatobiloba Odunuga now brings the report.
National Electoral Commission, INEC, has distributed sensitive election materials for Saturday's governorship election in Osun State. The materials were distributed at the INEC State Office in Osogbo in the presence of political party agents and the electoral officers across the 30 local government area in the state. According to Osun resident Electoral Commissioner Professor Abdulgani Raji, while distributing the materials, noted that the electoral officers would take the items to their councils where they would be sent to the polling unit on the day of election. Professor Raji maintained that the ballot papers were coded in different colors for each local government in order to prevent electoral fraud. He added that the result sheets were also customized according to each polling unit.
These materials have been under very heavy security since the days we brought them, and on the arrival of these materials, we invited the party agents. You witnessed the arrival. Is that not so? Yes. So exactly, including the IPAC chairman. Yes. And today you are also going to witness the movement to the local government. And we have also encouraged you that at the local government, your party agents will be there to also witness the arrival and also confirm the quantity of materials that are being transported there. Please, we need your cooperation for that.
The state rec, however, signed each of the local government result sheet, noting that if any of the result sheets are not signed with the signature, the result sheet is not valid.
I've signed this, and this is where the summary of result will be. Any result, when you are covering that doesn't contain this signature, is not a valid one.
Some of the party agents from all the 15 political parties at the center lauded the electoral umpire for the transparent manner in which the sensitive materials were distributed. Some of the materials distributed includes the Bimodal Voters Accreditation System, BVAS machine, ballot papers, result sheet, booklets, forms, among others. Uluwa Tobiloba Odunuga, reporting for OSBC News.
The military got fresh marching orders from President Muhammadu Buhari to wipe out terrorists in the country. The president spoke at the graduation of 247 students of the Senior Course 44 of the Armed Forces Command and Staff College, Jaji, Kaduna State. He said the last 12 years have been the most challenging due to insecurity, adding that the North has been reeling under serious terrorism and bandit attacks which have taken a turn for the worse. The president said further that there have been attacks on communities, kidnapping for ransom, insurgency, and incessant farmer-headed clashes, among others. In a renewed wave of terror, terrorists in March blew up rail tracks on the Kaduna-Abuja route, where 8 passengers were killed on the Kaduna-bound train. 41 people were injured, while many were abducted. Recall that a few weeks back, terrorists attacked the Kuje Correctional Center in Abuja, fleeing all 64 Boko Haram commanders and men, as well as 400 inmates, among other security challenges. It was gathered that the president said his administration and neighboring countries will not relent in the war against terrorism. A Plateau State High Court has reserved judgment in a case filed by Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, against our ex-Plateau State Governor, Jonah Jang, and former cashier with the state government, Yusuf Pam, over an alleged 6.3 billion naira fraud. Justice Christy Dabub reserved judgment on the 4-year-old case, saying the judgment date will be communicated to the parties involved in the suit. The court arrived at the decision after both the prosecution and the defense counsel adopted their written addresses. At the resumed hearing of the case in Jos, lead counsel for the EFCC, Rotimi Jacob, brought 2 applications asking the court to grant him leave to appeal an earlier ruling by the court against the anti-graft agency during the trial trial. In his address, Young Lead Counsel Mike Osekome urged the court to dismiss all the charges against his client and set him free because the prosecution had not proven the case beyond any reasonable doubt. In response, the prosecution counsel urged the court to uphold his case. Justice Dapu thereafter adjourned the case, saying the ruling for this case will be at a date to be communicated later. The Super Falcons of Nigeria have defeated Cameroon 1-0 in their Women African Cup of Nations quarterfinal clash in Casablanca. Nigeria's attacker Rashidat Ajibade scored in the 56th minute to increase their tally to 3 in the competition. With the victory, Nigeria qualified for the World Cup in Australia and New Zealand next year. All 4 teams that make semi-finals at the ongoing Continental Championship in Morocco will pick automatic tickets for the Women's World Cup, with the team adjudged to be the finish for qualifying for the 2023 Women's World Cup with victory over Cameroon at the ongoing Women's African Cup of Nations in Casablanca, Morocco. The record 9-time winners are now set to face host Morocco in semi-finals. In a statement signed by Special Advisor on Media to the President, Femi Adesina, President Buhari lauded spirited performance of the team for maintaining their stand as defending champions and the most successful women football team in Africa. Sri Lanka's parliament has accepted ousted President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's resignation, ending rule by a family that wielded power for nearly 20 years. Mr. Rajapaksa quit after fleeing to Singapore amid mass protests over his mismanagement of the economy. Sri Lanka is in the grip of economic chaos as it faces an acute shortage of food, fuel, and other basic supplies. Mr. Rajapaksa's resignation paves way for the country to begin the process of electing a new president. Reports say Sri Lanka's Speaker of Parliament, Mahinda Abeyewardena, said today that he accepted Mr. Rajapaksa's resignation, which he received lately. He called for Parliament to reconvene tomorrow, not minding being a weekend, to start the process of electing a new leader, with Rani Wickremesinghe has been sworn in as acting president. Hundreds more people were evacuated from their homes as wildfires continue to rage out of control in southwestern France. More than 1,000 firefighters, supported by 9 water bomber aircraft, have been battling since Tuesday to master 2 blazes fanned by scorching heat, tinderbox conditions, and strong winds. Authorities said the fires have already burned 7,300 hectares, a total that increased by 2,000 hectares overnight. Firefighters said another wildfire that broke out near the southeastern town of Tarascon and burned at least 1,000 hectares has been stabilized. Wildfires also raged across Portugal, Spain, and Croatia, burning homes and threatening livelihoods as much as Europe baked in a heat wave that pushed temperatures into the mid-40 degrees Celsius in some parts. About 10,000 people were evacuated from surrounding campsites, while 3 houses and 2 restaurants were destroyed overnight in the area. That ends the midday news on OSBC TV. It was edited by Timitope Abdulkarim. Join us at 3 for the state news. Good afternoon.